Hello there, friends. I'm Ty. This is Zora. I'm Zora's dog dad.
Some of you might know Zora from Instagram, where we share videos of her going on all kinds of adventures. We're really excited to go in-depth and up-close and personal in sharing our adventures with you from here forward. First, though, I want to tell you the story of how Zora went from being a stray, scavenging to survive, to being a joyful, fearless adventure dog and member of our family. Almost 2 years ago, I was away traveling for work, and I got a text message from my wife Kate that said, quote, "I think this is supposed to be our dog," with 3 pictures from a shelter's adoption listing. The only things we knew about Zora were that she was young and she came into the shelter with her 7 puppies. The morning after I returned home, we jumped in the car and drove 3 hours across the state to meet Zora. When we arrived at the Yakima Humane Society, we were shown into a small waiting room. When they let Zora into the room, she immediately raced across it, jumped in my lap, looked me straight in the eye and said, "Oh, hi, Dad." Or at least that's what I heard in my mind. Zora was an anxious wreck on our 3-hour drive home, and honestly, we were a little worried that we had made the mistake of adopting a highly anxious dog who wouldn't fit in with our adventurous lifestyle. But the second we got home, she jumped onto the couch, stretched out, and kinda never looked back. Zora bonded with both of us immediately. On the first night, she confidently jumped right on top of the bed with us and settled in. She also took an immediate liking to our 2 cats, named Enoki and Galaxy. We go on a lot of adventures. We adopted Zora hoping she would join us, but we really didn't know anything about her or how she would respond to being in new environments. As it turns out, we rescued the perfect adventure dog. Zora loves all things new. New places, new people, new sounds, new smells. And she is fearless. Whatever it is, she jumps right in. We also have a tiny off-grid cabin, and Zora loves helping out with cabin projects. She helps chop wood, helps with repairs, and even helps in the kitchen. Kate loves filming our family adventures, and she started sharing videos on Instagram. Out of nowhere, one of her videos about Zora blew up and had over 27 million views. And that was the start of us piecing together more of Zora's story. That video actually ended up connecting us with people who knew more about where she came from. A woman saw the Instagram video and messaged us. Believe it or not, she was actually the person who had originally found Zora and all her puppies. On December 6, 2021, this person had found Zora and her pups outside under their truck canopy. When she called the Yakima Humane Society, they asked her if she could foster until the puppies were old enough to be adopted. So that's exactly what she did, and she shared videos of Zora's puppies with us. We learned that Zora was very nurturing of, gentle with, and protective of her puppies. Which makes sense, because when either Kate or I are sick or injured, Zora goes straight into mom mode with us. When Kate had COVID, Zora tended to her day and night. And when I had major eye surgery recently, Zora didn't leave my side until my recovery. Another thing that happened when Zora's Instagram video took off was that we started getting a lot of questions about her breed, but we didn't know what she was. So, we decided to do a DNA test to learn more about our Zora. When we got the results, we were surprised to learn that she is about half husky and Malamute, a quarter pit bull, and a quarter, quote, super mutt, which means too many breeds to decipher. Not long after the DNA test, we got a message from a person nearby with a dog who looks like Zora and also comes from Yakima, Washington. Her name is Boba. We exchanged DNA testing info, and it revealed that the dog is Zora's cousin. She and Zora got to meet, and they became instant friends. Now we have playdates with Boba, and we've become friends with Boba's human parents. Boba comes over to help Zora in the kitchen with making dog treats, but we'll share more of that in future videos. The DNA test we used, Embark, notifies us when there is a close family member who gets tested. And sure enough, we got a notification about an immediate family DNA match, Zora's brother, Juneau. Juneau's mom reached out immediately and we set up a playdate. And as it turned out, they knew much more about where both Zora and Juneau came from, because they had adopted Juneau as a puppy directly from the mom dog family. Zora and Juneau's mom was a pit bull mix who lived in a rural area near Yakima, Washington. She got loose, then came back home pregnant. She had a litter of 4 puppies, Juneau, Zora, and 2 others. Zora and Juneau were born on February 25, 2021. That means that when we adopted Zora in January of 22, she was only 11 months old. And her puppies were already 2 months old at that point, which means Zora was only 9 months old when she gave birth to her own litter of puppies. We still don't know how Zora ended up as a stray but not Juneau, and we also don't know where her puppies are now, but we do know they were all adopted out of the Yakima Humane Society shelter in January of 2022. It would be incredible if we ever get to reconnect with her puppies, either because they get the Embark DNA test and then we get notified, or because someone sees Zora's videos and makes that connection. Of course, the best part of Zora's story is that she is now one of the happiest dogs in the world. She exudes joy in everything she does. She goes everywhere with us and embraces every new adventure. Our lives are so much better with her in our family.